everybody, hope you're all having a fabulous day. The title of this video is Twin Flames, whatever is in front of you will fall to your persistence. So the more advanced you are, the harder the challenge you'll face. So if you're being currently faced with a difficult challenge, well done. The divine will always give you something at your edge. If the lesson keeps showing up, it's not learnt yet. Whatever is in front of you will fall to your persistence. Sorry. Now, release resistance, move forward with persistence. Challenges will only get out of the way when you've healed them completely. The lessons only learned then. So, if the same situation keeps coming up and it keeps coming up, there's just a bit more work to do there. There's more healing to do. There's something to complete there. So don't worry, just keep going. Even if it seems like an insurmountable challenge, and you will get through it. The work is an investment in yourself. Sorry, my hair will not behave. It's an investment in your soul's evolution. And investments are not generally exciting. It's like doing the inner work, the healing work. You might have to make an incision in your finger, cut into the nerve, cut into the cell, the nucleus of that cell, deeper and deeper, because with the work you go through ever more subtle layers of energy to work through, and you find the smallest, the most fundamental unit, the root of the problem, a minuscule electron. It's not even out of place, it's just tilted slightly. That's the root of the problem. You retilt it and place it back in the atom, and place the atom back in the molecule, and place the molecule back in the cell, which you put back inside the nerve, which is placed back in the finger, and you stitch the finger up and wait for the healing process to conclude. You're on the way to this party, and it's a really good party, but we can only enter in a state of total perfection. So work through each misalignment. We're cleaners of consciousness, purifying consciousness. It takes grit, because your mates are going to be getting wrecked and you're out here scrubbing atoms, scrubbing electrons. That's why it takes strength and commitment. It's the most powerful thing you can do. Parties the way the world has them are great, but they're not the way. The world really validates getting high in all sorts of different ways. It may seem like deep joy if you don't know deep joy, but this is the way. It's challenging, which is why few take this path. The ascended ones have left. They've literally ascended. Very few of the ascended stay on Earth, so we don't know how many have got out of the illusion. Ascension is even cooler than the party. The people who take the path of ascension, they're the strongest, they're the most beautiful, they get laid the best, they're the most wise. Discipline is required because it involves going to the uncomfortable place. For every great achievement, there's a specific, refined state of mind that you must cultivate. It's the cost of liberation, and you must be willing to cultivate this presence all the time. The uncomfortable feeling is what produces the results. A more beautiful union process that brings all results to the world. And when you can have it, it's a simple process. Face the discomfort with faith and focus. Relax into the energy, the gift you've given yourself. Be in a state of appreciation and gratitude. After we focus on the work, face down all the stinkiest stuff in consciousness all the time that's out of alignment, work through the junk that arises. You don't need to go out and get love. Just work through the shit, feel better. It's a spiritual journey, and when you get there, you will know your twin flame and who they are unequivocally, and no one will fight you on it. Where are you in your heart right now? Be present with the current feeling until you attain the eternal sense of peace, and you'll be able to look other people in the eye and tell them the truth. You'll be able to communicate how you feel and where you're at and be understood. So come to a stage of understanding, and the universe will reflect that understanding to you. Relax into deeper peace. Control doesn't keep you safe. Surrendering to the divine brings security from a place of power and authenticity. To come into harmonious union, you must come to a perfect place of peace. It's about you, not your person. Find deeper peace in yourself, and you attain harmonious union. Surrender to take the spiritual journey. You can't know until you get there, and it's not okay to accept the upsets as an end result. It changes when you change yourself. Any hint of ego that you still think is you will bring conflict. There's space in reality for all of you. Don't leave it unresolved and perpetuate misery. Don't accept ego and don't accept misery for temporary relief. You are so expansive. Take your newfound insights and share them in your reality. It's the mechanic for expansion into harmonious twin flame union. You have the power to change everything that needs changing. Hurt and upset needs resolving. No tiny hurt can go unhealed. It may seem difficult, but you can resolve it now. Total satisfaction is the only appropriate end result. Go deeper into the feeling, into clear knowing. To have clear awareness, you must feel your feelings. It's a shallow soil unless you plant it in divinity. Heal yourself so you can find harmony. Keep going until you find the divine absolute bliss. And until you get there, it's okay to not be satisfied. It's okay to be aggressive and passionate in your pursuit of God. There's no need to fear losing yourself in surrendering. You're finding your truth. God puts you forth into existence in every moment. You can't lose yourself. But surrendering to God, by surrendering to God, you're honouring yourself the most. The only way to lose yourself is by denying God. Allow Him to write your own love story. Don't try to perceive God's plan. Stand in your truth. No one can deny you, or else you're not quite there yet, and that's okay too. In loving something, you reveal its truth, and you can't move on from something until you've loved it fully. Love what God puts in your path until it goes away, and you are transformed in the loving of it. The state of surrender can be scary because of the loss of the sense of control, but you really become more in control as you align with the divine. It's not a choice, but there's power in it. It's safe to surrender to divine will. Acknowledge your fear so you can say that it's stupid. Letting fear hide is a great way of letting it win. God's will is spoken through all divine beings. There's a difference between God and ego, or God and not God. A guru will point you towards God. If you don't know the difference between fear and love, go find out. It takes mastery to acknowledge your feelings. Only when you find total relief can you be done. It's safe to acknowledge your feelings. Ego will tell you that's how ego survives. Trust yourself. Trust the divine truth. And when fear comes in, work through it. And please bear in mind that perhaps the divine knows something higher than you and guides you to it. It's okay to let the divine rock your world. Perfect divinity is never adulterated by challenges. They enhance its beauty. Trust your intuition. But until it's proven, it's just something to watch. In the meantime, just stand on it as an awareness of potentiality. And it's okay to admit you have problems if your life isn't perfect yet. Surrender to being accepted and being loved by the divine. Surrender to letting the divine direct your love. Loving completely and unconditionally will give you all the safety that you seek. Let the divine direct your love. She knows where you'll be happiest. Your twin flame is the first person you are completely safe to love. And then you can extend your love to your brothers and sisters and the divine. That's why harmonious union is a waypoint. You really desire to be close to the divine. The lie of ego says it's being close to a person. Be comfortable in the in-between stage of where you are, not needing others to understand. Your faith will be tested and you will have the chance to vibe back into the old vortex. love unconditionally, and rise higher with every challenge. It's okay to acknowledge where you're at, but you want to be feeling all of life too. Expand your love, your perfect, beautiful life. It don't matter how long it takes to move through this. Love is the only way. The love you have is enough. Never give up. You are to be respected for committing to the path, no matter how fucked up it is. Staying power is very powerful. If you never quit, you have to succeed. Okay, my friends, I'm going to end this message here. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.